everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this updated video. I really hope you're doing amazing this morning as we're going to be talking about what is happening across the North Atlantic. So we've got our tropical waves out there, and there's also that surge in moisture across parts of the Caribbean, especially the northern islands. Lots of showers and thunderstorms in parts of Jamaica yesterday. A lot of heavy rain, thunderstorms, those strong winds as well. You can let me know what happened for you in the comments below. But there are a couple of tropical waves marching to the west, and as we zoom into the vicinity of the Eastern Caribbean and parts of the Atlantic and South America, we can definitely see some convection moving in. So for parts of the Lesser Antilles today, there's likely to be some additional periods of heavy rain and even thunderstorms as our next tropical wave moves in. So that tropical wave would be the third one of the season. It is just making its way into the Caribbean, and as such an increase in moisture for the Lesser Antilles, which will heighten the rainfall chance for many areas. As we head a bit further to the west, here we can see all the moisture around in the Western Caribbean and for the northern islands up to the vicinity of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. So in some areas, there's definitely been some periods of heavy rain and thunderstorms as aforementioned. Now, as we're going to be heading throughout today, this is a look at the rain forecast from Euro. This goes through this evening, so throughout much of the day. And here we can see that it gets a bit colorful towards parts of northeast Nicaragua and eastern Honduras as well. But overall, we're seeing these bright red shadings, so probably up to an inch of rain or so within the vicinity of Central America, as well as the islands of San Andres and Providencia. So Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, even parts of Guatemala, and a few spots in Belize may experience some downpours. But the bulk of the rain for Central America is likely to be for those aforementioned areas. Next, we have Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Cuba, parts of the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Hispaniola. There's likely to be some heavy rain and thunderstorms as we head throughout today. Similar thing for Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and as I said, that next tropical wave will be moving in, so that will enhance the rain for the Lesser Antilles, and especially for Guadeloupe southward through the Grenadines. So Guadeloupe, Dominica, going to Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Barbados, maybe a few spots in Trinidad, especially in the east, could experience some showers and thunderstorms. Now we're seeing this little dry pocket here with the ABC Islands, so it's going to be windy in that area, but as it relates to any significant rain, that is not anticipated right now. Northern South America, parts of Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. We know it's been active, lots of showers, lots of thunderstorms around in some areas, and that's going to be the same story as we head throughout today. And so today is the second day of the Atlantic hurricane season of 2024, and nothing is there that is marked right now for development, although there are hints of something trying to form later in June. However, I'll be talking more about that as time goes by if necessary. But we don't necessarily need development for there to be those inclement weather conditions. I mean, we could have a tropical wave moving by with a pretty intense thunderstorm, winds strong enough to result in downed trees and a bit of damage and even a lot of heavy rain to unleash flooding. So the tropical waves are definitely capable of doing that. So we don't necessarily need development to say, okay, things are going to get intense. The tropical waves are sometimes enough for that to happen. And as we take a look at these sea surface temperatures, this will be fueling development as we head deeper into the hurricane season. So we're definitely seeing that the Caribbean is well on its way, 29, 30, even a few spots of 31 degrees Celsius, especially within the vicinity of the Northwest Caribbean and Bahamas just offshore the Florida Keys as well. We're seeing those pinkish shadings popping up, so it's going to be, well, it's pretty warm, and it's likely to get even warmer as we head to summer because we're still in spring, and it's, the temperatures are well on their way. And at the minimum, tropical cyclones would need about 26 and a half degrees Celsius, and we have up to 31, even 32. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a few eddies out there of 32 degrees Celsius. So that is going to be fueling development as we head into this hurricane season, and not just mere development but rapid intensification. So we could see systems going from tropical storm to hurricane in no time, or from Cat 1 to Cat 3, 4, 5 in no time as well, because of the high amount of energy available to fuel those systems once other environmental conditions are conducive. But as it relates to the rainfall forecast for the next couple of days, this goes through Wednesday morning, and we can see some of these purple and pink shadings around for parts of Central America and other sections of the Caribbean, such as for Jamaica, seeing those burgundy shadings for Cuba, parts of Hispaniola, which would include Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. But again, that dry pocket for the ABC Islands, much rain is not expected, as we're going to be heading throughout from now through the midweek. So it's going to remain active in parts of the western and northern Caribbean islands, even in the east, with the tropical waves marching in and all that increase in moisture. But as it pertains to a whole lot of rain for the vicinity of the ABC Islands, that is not really expected. But as I said, it is going to be quite windy in the area. Now, finally, for this video, we want to look at the Saharan dust forecast. So the Saharan dust is that massive dust, well, the Saharan air layer is that massive dust, dirt, and other particles that travel from the Sahara Desert in North Africa to the west. And it travels under the influence of the trade winds. Those are winds always blowing from east to west, and that is how it reaches the Caribbean and Americas. So as we're going to be heading throughout this week, there is going to be a plume entering, but some of it is going to get mixed out by all the low pressure systems around. But another plume of dust is likely to blanket some of the eastern islands by Thursday, well, Wednesday going into Thursday. And the Western Caribbean, Central Caribbean should kind of be vacant of any significant amounts of dust later this week. So in large quantities, the Saharan dust, it does have its negative health effects, such as skin, eye, throat irritation, and it can trigger allergies or respiratory illnesses such as asthma. That is in its denser quantities, and usually the dust peaks around July. So we're going to be seeing more plumes coming off of Africa and making their way to the Caribbean. And on the bright side, it does help to limit development because it stabilizes the atmosphere, and it is atmospheric instability which helps to fuel development. And what does that mean? Well, we have rising air motion, warm air rising above cooler air to cool and condense to form clouds, and eventually once those clouds become saturated, there's precipitation. So yeah, once we have a lot of rising air motion, that is going to be resulting in a lot of those huge thunderstorms developing, especially as we head deeper into the summer, and we'll be seeing those more robust tropical waves making their way from the African coast as well. But of course, guys, I'm here to keep you posted as always, and that is basically what I wanted to share with you in this updates video this morning. And I really do hope you found it to be quite informative. However, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I get the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.